Hello, everyone. We are in Ukraine now. You can't believe that we are traveling everywhere in the world. And now we have lovely Exinya, and she wants to share with us her experiences about tea. But before that, I want Exinya to have an introduction for us.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ferry. Thank you very much for inviting me to this
You're very welcome.
nice interview. I'm a big fan of your programs, of your initiative, and I'm happy to be here and to share my tea experiences with you all.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
I'm Exinya, and I'm a tea master. Maybe some of you already are acquainted with my works and with my performances, but today I'm not about performing here. I'm about telling you about my tea experiences and share some cultural traditions of tea in Greece and in Ukraine.
That's great. So based on, of course, I follow your account for a long time, and I enjoy going through the post. Based on what you, told us already, if you want to elaborate on the tea culture and industry, maybe we can touch a little bit on Ukraine, and then touch a little bit on Greece, since I know that you are somehow living in two different countries based on the situation. So maybe we start with Ukraine and then we go to Greece, and tell us about the tea industry and culture in both countries.
Yes, with pleasure. So let's start with Ukraine. Ukrainian tea culture in general is similar to Russian tea culture. And it dates back to the beginning of 17th century, but according to some historical books, it's even 16th century. Anyway, this is it. Wow. This is the sign, the emblem, the crucial thing in all Russian tea culture.
So
yes, it is Samovar. It is a small Samovar, the decorative one, and I especially brought it to show.
So nice. I love it.
Yes. This is a nice thing, and in general in Russian tea culture, this is used for heating water, for boiling water, and tea itself, tea leaves, they are put in a teapot above, here in this place. And here underneath there are electric samovars, and there are samovars heated by real wood, by real fire, and even by pine cones. Sometimes it gives a special smell, special scent to the tea. And here you open it, pour some water in the cup, and then you take the teapot from above and add tea. This is how we drink tea, how Russians drink tea. So it is different. It is not totally different from Chinese tea ceremony, which I'm doing. And it is very interesting that Russian tea culture also includes different treats, sweets, pastries, sometimes even cakes, definitely.
Nice.
And that is different because tea in Russian tea culture is not just the way of connection with the sky and with the earth, like in Chinese tea culture, but it is the way of communication mostly. So people gather, people have some treat, people have tea, and have a nice talk. This is it. And here I remembered a funny story that I would like to share with you. That once I invited my good friend to a tea ceremony, to a Chinese tea ceremony, and I explained her that it will be authentic Chinese tea ceremony, and with exquisite teas, and you will enjoy it, such spiritual action. And she came with me with a big creamy cake. And it was quite a funny thing, because definitely she thought it will be something like that, something with samovar. And it was quite fun. I still remember that cake. I even made photos with it. It was really
Nice.
very nice. So this is about Russian tea culture shortly. And
Okay.
I liked it. I like it a lot. And I never avoided it. And sometimes, depending on the situation, I have tea this way. And sometimes even with samovar, I have a bigger one. As for my master's ceremony as a tea master, so this is definitely a Chinese, authentic Chinese tea ceremony. Bean cha, gongfu cha, or the way of brewing tea, like Lu Yu wrote, plus minus similarly, because now we cannot represent exactly his tea ceremony, but the ceremony on the open fire. This is also what I'm doing.
That's great. And regarding the tea, before touching on Greece, let's stay on Ukraine for the time being. When we say drinking tea, what is the preference for the people when they want to drink tea? Is it just a pure, just black tea or green tea, or they try blend as well, a tea herbal blend?
In Russia and Ukrainian also, tea tradition, first only black tea was introduced, similar to Great Britain. And we also call it black tea, not red tea. But nowadays, people are addicted to green teas because of their healthy properties. And people drink different teas now. Also, as for Ukraine, exactly Ukraine, we have the Carpathian Mountains. These are beautiful, extremely beautiful mountains with wonderful nature, with dense forests, with high hills and mountains. And there people gather many herbs, which they make tea of. And these teas are also very popular. Herbal Carpathian teas. This is what is pertinent to Ukraine only.
Okay, that's great. And what about blend? When you say that, Exinya, do they do blend as well? When you go to a tea shop, do they have a tea blend, or it will be, as you said, nowadays maybe mostly green tea or herbal, sorry. What would be the mostly you can see in a tea shop?
We have all variety in the shops now. And we have specific tea shops which import tea from China and from Sri Lanka also, and from India as well. So we can find different types of teas. As for blends, these are mostly blends from Sri Lanka, of different quality, from quite simple ones to very good blends, sometimes with some additions of herbs or flowers. There are also separately sold flowers, for example, like rose or apple shreds as fruit, so that you can make different fruit teas yourself. There are also herbs which are sold. So we can buy ready-made blends, and we can also buy everything to make a blend that we like. There is also Ivan chai. It is a Russian type of tea, Russian herb, which has tea-like taste. It is also popular. Mountain teas, which we also can blend, Melissa teas, different blends for health issues. For example, kidney blend, blend for people with mental or nervous disorders, gastric blend, and so on. They are also very popular for people who have some health problems, so that they can drink also tea, but very useful tea from medical point of view. So this is also popular, and there are now very, very good and very well prepared and very strong tea houses in Russia and in Ukraine, with very experienced tea masters who have studied in China and who perform very well. And they have very, very classical tea ceremonies. I would say sometimes even more classical and thorough than Chinese ones because they follow exactly all the rules. This is what we have now.
That's great. If we want to touch on Greece, what you can say about tea industry and culture in Greece? I believe it will be very different than Ukraine, huh?
Yes, Ferry, you are right. It is totally different. It is another kingdom. It is a coffee kingdom. Greece is a coffee nation, as all Mediterranean countries. And for me, it was quite a challenge to start tea ceremonies in Greece. And it was even more interesting for me to introduce tea culture there because it was not available at all. And it was interesting to explain the difference, for example, between Chinese tea ceremony and Japanese tea ceremony. People in Greece now they are at the level of tea bags. Finally, yes, they just came to this level. So it is still long way to tea. There are a couple of tea shops which are quite good, by the way, and they offer interesting teas, also imported teas, and tea equipment also. But there are just two in Athens, for example, because I live in Athens, in the capital, and there are two shops like this. In general, in Greece, there are also mountain teas. I can even show one of them.
Wow, nice. This is from Greece?
Yes, this is from Greece.
Wow.
This is from Greece. And there are different mountain teas from different mountains. Also, this one is called Fascomilo, for example. There are blends of these teas, and me personally, I myself doing different blends, and I'm trying and searching. So I tried to blend as a basis Chinese red tea. It was red Yunnan tea, quite a simple one, not something very special, but just plain Chinese red of good quality tea. And I also added Mountain Olympus tea, and I added some salvia, Greek salvia. And it was quite interesting, I must say. I even have a couple of photos, I think, on Instagram when I'm trying to do it. And I called it Center Meets the Dragon, because the center is as a symbol of Greece and dragon as a symbol of China.
Nice, so nice. Okay, and those are, as you said, it's mountain tea. Sama is just specifically grow in Greece. I'm not sure is this just used locally or they do export as well for that mountain tea.
I have seen mountain tea in other countries, but little, not much.
Okay.
Not much. It's quite specific. But sometimes I really see this mountain tea in other countries. Namely in Ukraine, I have seen it. Once I have seen it. But I mostly bring it with myself, or if I meet my friends, I give them some tea with them to have, because I'm not sure. It is very little production. There is also Cretan tea. It is also mountain tea, which is grown in Crete, in the island. It's also popular, but mostly in Crete. And in Greece, these herbal teas, again, they have medical indications. For example, when people have cold or flu, and sometimes when you have tea in summer, people may wonder and ask, are you sick? Do you have cold? Why are you drinking tea? Because it is very unusual that all of a sudden you can have tea. Not just like coffee, but it is very interesting and challenging. And my biggest achievement so far in this field was UNESCO conference, where I made a presentation. It was a conference of business women with unusual projects, unusual for Greece, some unusual businesses. And I presented tea and tea culture and tea ceremony. This was my presentation, and it was very welcomed. Very
That's
welcomed
great.
because it's, yes.
That was in you said from UNESCO.
Yes.
Well done. Great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Regarding tea, of course, culture and industry, of course, we touched on both countries. Do you want to add anything else that you have forgotten to say about, I mean, tea culture in Ukraine or Greece, or any other funny story that you remember, tea related somehow?
In general, I would like to again welcome everyone to drink teas, and I would like to emphasize on the healthy properties of teas, definitely. And because I'm not, I do not have tea businesses as importer or exporter of tea and so on. I'm a tea master, so my task and my part it is to perform and to offer people nice tea. So I'm definitely welcoming people to have teas, and especially white teas, by the way, which is one of my favorite teas because it has a lot of catechins. As long as I'm a doctor myself, so I strongly recommend it. And according to the last investigations which were conducted in China, white teas have really a very high level of catechins, much more than in apples, and it is one of the most potent antioxidants that we know so far. So this is what I really recommend. I really wanted to recommend white tea. And in general, I must say that I also encourage people to open new cultures, new tea cultures for themselves, and to introduce, to blend them, to mix them, and to find new tastes, and to find new interesting, to open new interesting perspectives in tea and everything that is connected with the tea culture. So this is in general what I wanted to wish to people, and also definitely to travel and to see interesting tea traditions of different countries of the world.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for sharing those, Exinya. For me, I don't have anything else in my mind. Do you have any other point to mention to our followers, whoever watching this video?
I just want to thank you first of all for inviting me. It is really enjoyable, and I want to wish all the followers health. I want to wish a good tea, and I want to wish them harmony in everything, and always to stay in harmony and to communicate with pleasant people. And that is what tea community is for. It is always a pleasure to be in the tea community and to communicate with nice, cheerful people who really know what it is to stay in harmony and to bring joy to other people.
Thank you so much for your beautiful wishes. It was great to see you, and thanks for your time, Exinya. We will be in touch. If there will be a chance for me to travel to Ukraine or Greece, that would be great to catch up. If you're coming to Australia, the same. Please stay safe. Thanks for your time. Take care, and be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you. You are all welcome to Greek tea ceremony. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.